to 9 p.m. You can also follow us on social media at JBN TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. God bless you as we fellowship together.
Wow, welcome viewers once again to our show, and with me here in the studio is a wonderful woman of God. I don't think she's very new to you. I'm sure you have seen her one or two times, but she has very good information to share with us today. And I am your host, Reverend Caroline Ojola, as usual, ready to have you on board. Feel welcome and sit at the feet of Jesus, because in as much as we're sharing different information, our bottom line is that Jesus loves you. So feel at the feet of Jesus and ride on with me as we walk this journey with our beautiful guest. And she's going to tell us her name, and then we will get into the topic. Welcome, dear.
Thank you so much, Reverend Carol. I'm honored to be on show once again. Viewers, my name is Fleria Wangira, but I love my kingdom name. I'm known as DC, which stands for Devil Crusher. I am a professional business lady. I own a number of businesses. Away from that, I'm also a consultant with a bias in the area of business. And I'm also a part-time lecturer in the School of Business at the University of Nairobi.
Wow, quite loaded right there. I knew there was something. I knew there was a lot coming in. Wow, welcome so much.
Thank you.
My dear sister Fleria.
Thank you.
We are happy to have you on board.
Thank you.
And to my viewers, today our topic is business. Business and women. And we're going to learn a lot of things. As you've heard, our guest today has expertise in various fields. She's not only a consultant, she's not only a business lady, she's even a lecturer, and above all, she's also born again. So we're going to get a mixed, balanced diet today in terms of business. What do you need to do as a lady out there wanting to start your business, facing different challenges? Oh my God, this world is a men's world, but ladies, we must survive. Ladies, we must make it. So let's hear what our beautiful guest has to tell us.
Back
to you.
Thank you once again. Now today I wanted to just share with our viewers the process of starting business. We are alive to the fact that we've just come through a very difficult phase, the pandemic that hit us, the economy, quite adversely. And many people lost their gainful employment. They were laid off at a point that they were not expecting. Businesses closed down. And there might be somebody outside there who is actually at their lowest and they're wondering what they need to do. I'm here to encourage you that all is not lost. Hold on to the Lord, because He has a reason why He allowed whatever happened to you to happen. And you do not stay at the closed door. Just turn around and realize that there's actually a bigger open gate for you. So right now, many people are looking at how to be able to create a revenue.
Yes.
And one of the areas that they're looking at is starting a business.
True.
Now, when you're starting a business, it does not matter the amount of money that you have in hand. That doesn't matter. Actually, the limitation of you being able to make it or not is in your mind.
Really?
Poverty is actually the state of the mind. So today I want to encourage to take our viewers through the process of starting a business. And I want to start by a disclaimer that many people out there think that the process should only be followed when you're starting up a big business. You know, you have a lot of millions and all that, but that is not true. Whatever size of the business, whether you just want to start a kiosk to sell vegetables or fish, frying fish, you need to go through the process.
Really?
Yes.
So I don't just wake up in the morning and say, oh, you know, I think I can start selling sweets, for example. And I pick my bag and there I am, off selling sweets. You want to tell me that? That is not
really? Right. I'm alive to the fact that is what happens very many times. And one only realizes that they goofed or made a mistake during the expansion. Because when you want to move to the next level, you realize that you did not follow the process, so you are stuck.
Wonderful.
So without much ado, I'd want to take us through the process. And the first one is carry out a research.
Carry out a research.
It's important before you start any business, you have an idea. You need to find out, yes, I want to start a business. What type of business do you want to start? Look around. The business that you want to start, is there a need? There must be a need that you identify. And the product or service that you want to provide should be able to give a solution to an existing problem.
Really?
Exactly.
So, that's very interesting right there. If I want to start a business, I just should not think because people are flourishing in this area, I will also flourish automatically.
No. Oh. That one, you'll be a candidate to failure from the onset. What you need to do is to carry out a research and carry out, actually we call it SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym and it stands for S stands for strength, W stands for weakness, O stands for opportunity, and T stands for threat. So what you need to do is look at, for instance, I just give an example. You have identified that you want to sell vegetables. So look around and find out, are there other vegetable sellers within the place that you want to set up your business? If the answer is no, then that is good for you. If the answer is yes, how many? And what is it that you're going to be able to do different? Why would a consumer come to your business premise and leave the other places? Those are the hard questions. So in short, you need to identify a niche market. A niche is a gap or something different that you're going to do that the other people are not doing. So look at, analyze and look at what is the strength that you have. Look at what is the weakness, because in every situation, many people are very quick in looking at their strength, but all of us, a coin has two sides. It has the tail and it has the head. So look at what is the weakness. And the weakness doesn't mean that you're going to fail. It just shows that you're very true to yourself and realize that you are going to work towards the same. You turn the weaknesses to be able to work for you. Then you look at the opportunities within the place that you want to set up the business. What are the opportunities? It could be that the place does not have groceries, or it could be that there are a lot of mama bogas, but actually there are no fruit vendors. So you'd say that right now people are so conscious, they are aware about eating healthy. So after you eat your main meal, you need to have some fruits. So that will be a gap. So it's very critical for the first step to be able to carry out a research and find out what is in it, what is the strength that you're going to bring.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Just to perhaps for clarification, the weakness bit.
Yes.
As you're telling us, you have to find out what are your weaknesses.
Yes.
I'm asking myself, will I really be true to myself in terms of my weaknesses? Because what are these things I need to look for? I don't know, give us a little bit of an example to unpack that.
Okay. When you're doing the SWOT analysis, and as you've rightly put it, the strength, all of us would look at,
It's
I have
obvious.
this and all that. But the weakness, a weakness could be you want to set up a salon, and you have what is required, and you've actually identified that there's a need because there are a number of ladies around there that you know of, including your neighbor. They always go, verify they're in town or far location. So there is a need. However, the weakness would be you as the person who wants to set up the business, you've not trained in actually that particular area.
Wow.
So you actually need to hire experts that you're going to depend on. Remember, that's a weakness, because if this person is very good in like making the weave for the ladies, and this particular day they don't come and you have a client, you left, so you need to look at the weakness is that I personally, as the entrepreneur, I don't have the skills in this particular business.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So that helps you to prepare well
Yes,
from
exactly.
the onset on how you'll go about it.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. The next step.
So the next step thereafter is you develop a plan. Now, developing a plan is very critical. And again, most of us, or rather, most people always imagine that business plans are required for, again, big organization. That is not the case. A business plan is critical because it's the roadmap through which will guide you where you're going to move from point A to point B. However, again, I want to clarify that there are different types of business plans. So if you're not looking for financial assistance, then you can actually just have a one-page business plan. It will be adequate. And what this entails is your projections that this is where I want to start. If it is the mboga, I'll start with one sack of sukuma wiki and the other different types of mbogas. In a day, I expect to get this number of clients. I'll be buying at a wholesale price at this price. And of course, because you're in business, what is your markup? And so at the end of the day, what do you intend to get? So that is a simple plan.
You've lost me right there. What do you mean by markup?
Markup is, now, when you're in business,
yes,
you're in business because of making a profit. That is the price the cost at which you buy your product. You must be able to sell it at a higher price. The difference between the selling price and the buying price, the price at which you bought it, gives you the profit. That is the markup.
Wow.
You must mark up your product to give you profitability.
Hey, I'm getting educated right there. So
Thank you.
I'm seeing, like, it doesn't matter even if I'm the mama mboga, for
Yes,
example.
exactly.
You need to draw that plan. That plan helps you to project.
Exactly.
It helps you to even look at the time,
Yes.
the sources,
You're right, Rev.
the profit margin.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And that's where we fell because people, you just get some money and you are into it, and by the time you realize, you're wondering, am I making a profit? Am I? Because you did not have a plan.
Okay.
While you're there, as I said, that is a simple plan. It could be just a one-page document. However, we have a detailed plan, especially for those businesses that require financial support. If you want to get borrow money, like from a financial institution like the bank, then there is a template for which you must follow. And that's where we come in as a consultant.
So this template is a standard template?
It's a standard because that one you must do figures. The bank would want to know if you're coming that you want for us to be able to lend you $1 million, prove to us that you'll be able to pay back.
My dear sister.
Yes.
Does it mean before a person approaches a financial institution, are you trying to tell us that their documentation should be right?
Yes, it must be right. Wow. There's no other document that will convince the bank more than a business plan.
Wonderful.
And that's why we come in. As I said, I'm a consultant, so I write a lot of business plans for startup business, because in one of the section, we have the financial projections.
Okay.
Where you are, what are your anticipated projected sales, and what are the revenues. That when the bank manager looks at that particular document, they'll be able to be convinced whether you're eligible to get that request or whether you are not eligible. So It's really important. So those are the two types of business plan.
I hope you'll be able to tell us at the end of the program where you can be found, because I think there will be some people who can benefit from your consultancy.
Very true.
And I also hope you also do some bit of help here and there.
Yes, I do.
So that we can reach out to as many as we can.
Yes.
Yes, continue telling us more.
Now, the third step, once you've developed a business plan, you're going to move to being able to now apportion your finances.
Mm-hmm.
At this particular point, you're looking at startups. Finance or money is a scarce resource. Yeah, you only have limited resource, and you need to know how to be able to allocate it to the optimally. Mm-hmm. So what you need to do, and this is not about gut feelings, that's why you need to develop a spreadsheet.
Yes.
Get a spreadsheet or an Excel sheet, actually, in the layman's language, whereby you're going to be able to group your expenses in two groups. One is the initial financial outlay. Mm-hmm. That is the money that you require to set up the business. Mm-hmm. And it's normally heavy, and it's normally one-off. Mm-hmm. For instance, if it's a salon, you require to buy the equipment. The dryers, all those, it is a one-off.
That's a one-off.
It's a one-off. Investment, the permits and all that. Mm. So you require actually to document that. What is it that you require? And then the second...
So that is in the financial projections?
Yeah, that is now in the... When you're doing your finance, how you allocate. Mm-hmm. Then the second part of that spreadsheet is the recurring expense. Mm-hmm. So a recurring expense is like the payment of the workers, issue of payment of the utilities, the electricity, the water, and all that. And I want to actually advise the viewers. This, where most people fail, is you only, for those who are able to actually spread their finances, they do it like for a period of a month. And this is on the assumption like the following month, the business will already be on its feet. It's already their returns on investment. That would be a miracle. So what you normally do, to be very, very realistic, do at least a projection of 6 months. Wow. By 6 months, meaning you assume that business will not bring in anything. So what do you require to be able to run the business at such a time that there's no customer coming? That is the assumption you make. It is a safer assumption, because should you start having customers in month 2 or 3, then that's a plus for you. But you can imagine if you've done a projection for a month and then there's nobody, because it's not easy to start a business and customers are coming running to you. Really, you must be realistic that you give it a grace period.
True.
Yes.
I think that also gives somebody a tenacity and consistency in plowing into that business, because once your mind is set that I have this 6 months, I'm just, giving in my best and my all, praying, because we are also praying.
Exactly.
You are plowing into that business without getting tired in between. Wow, that's a good advice there. So maybe you can quickly take us through the other point.
Yeah. So the next point is choosing a business structure. There are different structures of business, and I'll just name a few. One of them is a sole proprietorship. You can decide you are your own boss. So Mama Mboga, the Baba, and all that, you are the everything. So sole proprietorship is one type of business structure.
I always say that, in a sole proprietorship, for example, you are the one who bears both the losses, the expenses.
In fact, now you've come to, you've just prevented what I'm saying. Now, there's sole proprietorship. You could do partnership. There's limited, and there's the corporate, which is the highest. Now, to come to the point you've said, which is very good, is the kind of structure, business structure that you choose is very important because it will assist you to be able to, when you're doing the registration of the name, for instance, if it's a limited company, then whatever name you agree on, it must carry the word limited at the end. The other thing is the exposure. The way you've said, when you are a sole proprietor, the exposure, all their liabilities, you bear all the liabilities. So the unlikely event that things go bad, the suppliers and your debtors, they will not only take things that belong to the business, they'll also take your own personal. So that land of yours, the title deed and all that, they'll all go. But in the event that your business is a limited company, then a limited company is a legal entity. It can sue and it can be sued. So you are safe. Your personal property will never be touched in the event of a debtors. The debtors can only deal with the properties owned by the company. So that is it's important for you to be able to decide. However, I also need to clarify that there's no permanent business structure. You can start today as a sole proprietor. As you expand, you decide to move to partnership. So you get in partnership with somebody else. Later on, you move to a limited liability. Then you become a corporate.
Wow, this partnership, I'm putting a star on it. If we get time, perhaps you will tell us the advantages and disadvantages of partners.
There are quite a number, yes.
And even how to choose a partner, because some people have been fleeced, because of not making very good choices.
Very true, yes.
And then the other thing that I like that you have actually demystified for our viewers today is that the limited company offloads some of the liabilities away from you as a business person. But then I want to believe, and even from experience, that Rome was not built in a day. There could be some hurdles in getting to this limited company. And is it possible for somebody to start small and then expand as we are wrapping it up?
Yes, it is possible. And as I've said, you can start as a sole proprietor and end up as a corporate, not even limited, whereby you start trading in the stock exchange. You become a blue chip. So it's not limited. Remember, we serve a God who is faithful and we do not disregard small beginnings. So you start small and you grow. However, you can also start as a limited company, and I'll explain that in the next step when we are talking about the names and the registration, because currently the process of the registration has become easier. Prior to that, you had to use a lawyer to be able to register a limited company, and then the legal fees were actually exorbitant. So people were running away and just deciding to look for a name and, hide under sole proprietorship or partnership. But now things have improved. So the next step, which is the fifth one, which will be choosing a name and registration, is very key. Now, this particular stage is very critical. A name, your business name, is very important because it can make you or break you. You can goof just with the name. You might have a good idea. You've done your research. You've done all the other steps well, but you get a name that is wrong. I've seen in the recent past, because Kenyans, we really go by the wind. I've seen COVID-19 restaurant. I've seen quarantine. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So a name that actually puts somebody off.
Yeah, exactly. So a name is very important. And when you're looking at a name, it can be able to inhibit your expansion. I had an experience whereby my first company that I registered, I decided, after I did a bit of a name search, the names that I had selected were actually not available. So I got tired. I said, why don't I just coin a name, from my own? So I came up with my first company, which is still in existence, is called Akongira Holdings. Now, Akongira comes from my two names. My middle name is Akoch, then Wangira. So Akongira Holdings. And of course it passed because there's no Akoch Wangira.
Yes, unique.
But, however, that name, I thought it was very good. And it survived for a certain time because I was dealing with supplies until such a time that I needed to go beyond the boundaries to deal with the export, and it could not meet the threshold.
What?
Akongira, Akong. You try even to pronounce it with a twang, and it's not just coming through.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So it's very important for one to be alive to the fact that should you want to expand a name, what is in a name? It's very important. So I had to form another company for purposes of meeting that international, that international is international.
Yes.
So should be able to be pronounced by anybody. I'm Chinese from, all the other places.
In fact, I was just thinking a Chinese might think, okay.
Yeah, what is that? And we are not the only ones who make mistakes. A Japanese vehicle that we all know has been selling elsewhere. It's called Kia, Kia. It's a popular model. However, when it was introduced in Kenya, it had limitations because that particular name in one of our local tribes, it means something else.
Something offensive. Oh, God.
So, well, the Japanese, they got that name and it was nice there. But when they went, to other borders now, they could not be able to penetrate.
Wow.
So that's how powerful a name is.
That is how powerful a name is.
Yes.
Viewers, you're going to stop right there. That is how powerful a name is. So what name are you using? If I remember the Bible, Jacob's name had to be changed to Israel for the blessings to come.
Amen.
What name are you using?
Yes.
We'll be right back to continue listening to these wonderful tips on business.
Name of Jesus. I want to tell somebody this evening, the Lord is going to walk you in green pastures. The Lord is going to walk you in green pastures.
A big invitation to all of us. Call up your friends, share with your friends. Let's meet, even if it's a service online. Let's enjoy the presence of the Lord. Very early in the morning, running from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., join us for prayer. You can be tuned on JBN television, or you can be tuned online on Facebook, and you will join us on prayers. Prayers early in the morning, 5 a.m. up to 6 a.m. Then 6 a.m. live services begin. That is Monday to Friday. Morning glory services, power-packed services, people-packed services. It's a glorious, glorious service. People pass through church as they go to work. You see the benefits of being in the CBD, the benefits of being where people pass to and from industrial area, to and from Mombasa Road, to and from Jogoo Road, to and from Westlands, to and from all over. And they pass through and just come and pray and believe God for great things. So welcome, children of God, every day morning glory, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. up to 7:30 a.m. Then everybody now can go to work. We come up again and meet, whether we are meeting online or you are coming live to the service on the Haile Selassie Avenue, or you are even joining us via television on JBN. Come for the lunch hour service. It starts at 12:45 and runs up to 1:45. 1 hour only in God's glory every lunch hour. 12:45 to 1:45. Tune in JBN or join us on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, or come to church on Haile Selassie Avenue. Another one service that you can't afford to miss. Now this one, I would prefer you come personally because you want to see God in your life. I do the Miracle Deliverance service every Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30. 5:30 to 7:30. Let us meet in church on Haile Selassie Avenue, opposite KFA, We are there, and you will find us, Jesus is Alive Ministries, or JIAM, JIAM, and you will be blessed. Join us in the Deliverance Miracle Service every Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. I love you. Jesus Christ is Lord, and come experience God's glory, and let's glorify the Lord together. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, welcome back, viewers. We were at the point where our guest was talking to us about the name, and we have received quite a bit of information right there. I just want us to continue from there. So after I have gotten this name, it's not offensive, it's beautiful, eye-catching. Maybe you can talk about that as well.
Yes.
How do I move on?
Yeah, now once you get a name, at that particular time, do not get just one name. Get a minimum of 3 names. Because the next thing that you need to do is to register. Whether it's a business name, limited, or whatever a business structure that you'll have adopted, still it needs to be approved by the authorities. So get at least a minimum of 3 names. Then once you okay and they have met the threshold of what they are not going to be hindrance to expansion like what I went through, then now you move to the next stage, which is registration. Now, I had indicated earlier that many people used to shy off from registering as limited company because of the legal fees that were required. However, right now things have changed. Yeah, and what is happening, the current situation is that the registration of whether the name or the limited company is being done online through the eCitizen. So what is actually required is for one to have an eCitizen account. So once you have that, you log in with your credentials, then it will ask you their options. Is it a business name that you want to register, or is it a limited company, or which other? Then you'll be able to now key in the 3 names. The first process that will happen is that the name search, because your name might be good, it might have met the threshold, but it might already have been taken by somebody else. So this once you log in and you pay a fee online, there's nobody who will be able to give you those exorbitant rates. Then you'll get a notifications for approval or not. If at all the 3 names, you'll get a feedback that is through your phone, because one of the requirements of the eCitizen, you need to have your cell phone number. So it will give you a notification of the results. Assuming that one of the names or more than one of the names has been approved, then it will move to the next stage, which is the registration now of the approved name. Thereafter, again, you'll get a notification. And what is interesting is that there are not those legal fees. So, and all the documents are normally uploaded. They are online. You just need to print. So the certificate of incorporation, the PIN, the CR12, CR8, and there are quite a number of documents. They'll actually be in your account. So you only need to download them and print them at your comfort.
Then you fill them up and load them again?
No.
Oh, you fill it online.
Yeah, everything. Now this is after approval, after registration, even the fee, it will give you the amount that you need to pay and all that. There's no middlemen and women in the name of lawyers. So it's easier. Yeah, the government has just made it easier so that you can be able to now register. So again, I want to emphasize that maybe you're out there and you registered a company them days when the lawyers were, there was that legal fee. You can be able to upgrade your business now that you know that there are no exorbitant fee. So you could have started as a sole proprietor or a partnership. So feel free to be able to go to the eCitizen, get an account, log in and register so that you can select which business structure that you actually want.
All right.
And then there are liabilities.
Yes. Is there any liability?
Yeah. In terms of depending on the business structure, I had said about liabilities whereby the sole proprietor, I mean, your personal, there should be, in the event there's a debt or something, then even your personal property is actually, it will go in settling. Yeah.
It can be attached.
Yeah. However, there's the issue of a corporate responsibility of filing the tax returns. Okay. This is not only for the limited companies. Yes. You know, most people used to think, let me do sole proprietorship so that hii maneno ya kulipa ushuru, but yeah, all of us all of us pay, but it is different. There's the corporate, how the corporate file their returns, the limited company sole proprietorship, but that is a discussion for another day. Wow. So taxes are paid by any business structure. Yes. So thereafter we move to the next step, which is acquisition of licenses and permits. So once you've gotten your documentation and you are legit, you now need to acquire permits and licenses. Oh, yes. And I want to emphasize something. For us Kenyans, sometimes we want to play it shortcut. Somebody advises you that, you know, paying these licenses is too expensive. You just started, you are just a startup. Now, shortcut is very expensive. I've seen people, you know, play that hide and seek. So you open up, you have a kiosk, and you decide, I'll not go the legal way. So what you do is you normally wait for those county askaris, to come and, you know, so you give them, whether it's 50 bob, there's a daily fee. Wow. Yeah. And apparently, according to you, because it's 20 bob or 50 bob and not 3,500, whatever amount the rate of business permit is, you feel it is cheap. It can never be cheap. You realize that, how do you call it? These same askaris, in a day, you might be able to pay more than once. Because the same askaris, they set you up. They pass 2 of them, then you give them their cards. Then they go and meet their colleagues and say, unajua ile duka ya mama Jasho, hapo, huyo mama ana license, hapo ni mahali pa. So these guys come and, you know, kamua you like, you know. Oh. So in the end, when you compute how much you've been paying out, you regret that I wish I went, you know, I just paid the fee. Cumulatively. Yes, it's very expensive. Wow. Shortcut is actually very expensive. So I'd urge the viewers, please comply. Let us not do anything that is not legit. Follow the due process, get the permits and the license that are required, and do your business. You don't have to know to have somebody looking around like the hawkers in town. Wanakuja, and you run and no. Just do everything overboard.
That gives you a space.
Yes, space, yeah.
To grow.
Exactly.
In an atmosphere.
Exactly.
Where you are at peace.
Yes.
Wow. Great.
Yeah, then thereafter we move to the issue of location. Location is very key. And location is actually very key depending on what kind of business you are setting up. There are businesses that actually sell through impulse buying as you're window shopping. I am a culprit, especially in dresses. I'm a culprit, and that's why I even don't like carrying money on me, because as I'm just passing with no intention, I'm going to my business. Yeah. And there's that, hey, you're like, did I say right or what? Yeah. And you find yourself, you know, so that is location. Impulse buying. Yeah, impulse buying. So you're like, you start now engaging in a purchase that you had not planned for, because the person has actually strategically placed their business. Wow. However, during now the new normal, we are alive to the fact that the online marketing is the new thing. Yes. So most people are now doing their marketing online and all that, which is very good. But that space also, there's competition. So how you package your location, quote in quotes, online is very important. How you do your clip, the wordings, how punchy it is very nice, because that will be your location that is not physical, but it is competing with so many, just like the shop would compete with others. Why would somebody see an item in this shop and not the others? It's also important when you go for the option of location online, you are able to know how do you package your clips and marketing so that you do not miss out, because it's really crowded. And the viewers are actually competing on, are they reading some rumor, some hot clip somewhere? Should they read your advert? Should they? So the probability that they need to actually click on that marketing near viewers so that they create excitement for them to actually call your number and place an order is very, very important.
Sure.
Yes. Thereafter, after now the issue of location, then we move to another step that is important is accountability, having an accounting system in place.
Okay.
I'll use the layman terminology rather, that is bookkeeping. This is a very critical stage process because this is where most of the small companies, businesses fail. And this is because we do not separate the personal expenditure vis-a-vis the business.
Yeah.
When you have a shop and this visitor comes, and so the visitor comes and you ask your son, Brian, enda kwa duko lete mgeni soda. Ulisema soda gani? Fanta. So you go, Brian brings that cold Fanta, and this mgeni consumes Fanta. Please take note, that is an inventory, that is stock. In the evening, when you're closing stock, you need to account, you need to pay that money. Without this business and that mgeni having come, you still would have gone and bought that soda from a shop. So in the same way that you'd have gone, please ensure you give Brian or whatever to be able to balance, because that's how we mix a business.
You need to respect your business enough.
Yes, you need, exactly, that's the word.
What it's due to it.
Exactly.
Wow.
We mix.
Wow.
You want, you know, you're having dinner and then kababa is gloomy and you're like, Baba, upendi skuma? Nikupikia mayai? And kababa says yes. And you say, chukua hapo mayai mbili, and that is stock.
It is stock.
So you make kababa happy, but now when you're taking your stock, in fact, some people don't even take stock. Please ensure that you must keep your books. Every morning, you must have opening balance, that was closing balance of the previous day. Then whatever purchase you have, it is included, that will be the stock for the day. So after you make the daily sales, in the evening, please have accountability. Take note of the closing stock. What did you close?
Wow.
Yeah, which will be the opening balance of the following day. And then have the practice of also balancing what has come in. So today, don't just say, Leo, niko na 12,000. Out of this 12,000, what is the profit? What is the profit out of 12,000? It could be 12,000 while there's no profit at all. So you need to separate. And because you're selling a number of things, what really brings in which money? You know, that's where we lose it. You just have 12,000, the following day you go. By the time you realize, even that's how the employees are able to note, this one is not very keen. So they start stealing. And because you'll note, I don't know after how long, when the business is actually closing. The other thing that I want to warn our viewers is friendship. Never entertain friendship in your business. I've seen some stickers that say, my business does not know you. If you're my friend, please promote me. But you cannot be my friend Rev and you're coming for credit.
Oh, yeah.
That will not work. Because wherever I buy this stock, I do not enjoy any credit facilities. I buy cash.
Yes.
But because you are friends, wherever you want, Sasa, surely, Madam DC, Nyaje, see you, then you borrow. By the time I realize, so please be very disciplined.
Yes.
Let your friendship have boundaries. Let your friendship, don't mix your friendship with business. That has killed very many business. And at this point, I want to use data. That is very important. When your business, the data that is the current data that we have is 90% of a startup business, they never see the first birthday. 90%.
Wow.
And why they don't see that is because of some of the things that we've just talked about. You start and you have customers, but you're not taking inventory, you're not keeping books, you're entertaining friends and all that, and you'll not be able to see.
You don't know which item.
You do not know which one is making loss, which one, it's just a mixture. So it's very important to be able to embrace discipline from the onset. And remember, when you embrace this discipline, when the business is small, when you pray the Jabez prayer of enlarge my territory, God is going to move your kiosk to a supermarket and you'll move with the discipline.
Amen. Move with the discipline.
Move with the discipline. But don't say, no, I'll start keeping inventory and all this bookkeeping when my business grows. No, the time is now. When you start, it is important for you to do that. And business is just like a human being. It normally goes through a life cycle. So we have the introduction, we have the growth, we have maturity, and we have decline. Of course, there's a way you can be able to project the maturity to start again growth. That is a discussion for another day. But I would want to engage the viewers and just throw one to them that I used to wonder. Have you ever wondered why people celebrate the birthday, the first year birthday of their children? Yet whoever is the concerned party is not aware. They can't speak. They are not even aware about all these people. They can't even, Why? Because the milestone achieved during the first year is so important more than the other preceding years. From the time this baby is born and they are, they can't hold their neck, there's nothing, to the time they can be able to sit, they crawl, they take their first step, it is amazing. It's very important. And in the same breath, you celebrate your business if it attains 1 year. Wow. Remember, I repeat, 90% of the businesses do not see the light of their first birthday. So it's important for us to be able to observe and adhere to these guidelines.
Actually, the Bible tells us that do not despise.
Yes, the humble beginnings.
So I want to believe as you honor God, even in those baby steps that
yes,
there is a probability of that increase.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know, allow me, because I'm also now remembering even this scripture where you had 10 lepers who were healed.
Yes.
But only
one
came back to
say thank you.
Meaning that this one who came to say thank you recognized the power of God.
Yes.
And recognized the source. And out of that, they retained their healing.
Amen.
So celebrating is like you're telling God, thank you.
Thank you.
And you're recognizing what is happening right in front of you. Wow.
Amen.
Wow.
I also want to add on that on Deuteronomy 28:12.
Yes.
I like the book of Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28. It has a lot of blessings. But verse 12 speaks about blessing. God will bless the work of your hands. You shall lend to the nations. You will not borrow. Wow. Now you need to give God something. God will not bless empty hands. So however much you pray and fast and you're decreeing and declaring this particular scripture and you've not taken that bold step, to invest, to start something, you'll just be mourning and say, God, I used to work, I used to earn this much. No, stop looking at that closed door. Turn around and realize God has opened a big gate behind you, and it's only you who is delaying moving into your new destiny. Okay, now move to after bookkeeping, I move now to the next step, which is the ninth one is you need to put your team together.
Your team together.
Yeah, of course, this will depend on the kind of business structure that you embrace from the onset. If you embrace the sole proprietor, most probably you are the everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are the purchasing manager and you are the accountant and you are everything, yeah. But as you move progressively, you'll be able to, like now, if it's a limited company, then you need to assign responsibilities to other people. But if you're small, please limit.
Yeah.
Limit, try to do as much as possible on your own. But remember, we serve a faithful God that who will be able to honor your small beginnings and move you.
Sure.
So as you expand, you'll be able now to delegate, give responsibilities, and look at the critical areas, departments. What can you be able, especially areas that you're not an expert in.
Yes.
For instance, if you're not, you don't have a bias in finance, so the bookkeeping part of it, it is you as you grow, you can now not be able to do the credits and the debits and all that. Then maybe you can just have somebody, an expert, to be able to handle that, or you can outsource. So having a team in place will depend on the level, your growth, but ensure that do not hold on everything. Don't become the dinosaurs. Yeah, that. You're expanding, but you are refusing to let go.
Yes.
You are still you are the one who wants to approve this. Do not. So your head, you're growing your size, dinosaurs, you know it.
Yes.
The body is going this way, but the head still remains the same. So let go. Of course, have wisdom to be able to interrogate and get to know, have people that you can be able to trust with your business. Last but not least.
But before you move to the last one, does it mean you should be completely hands off?
No. You should not. You should not be hands-off. By the time you're being hands-off, which should not even happen, is that level of the corporates. But even the corporates, there's normally the board of directors where you just empower people and they report to you.
Yes.
And of course, there's normally repercussions. Why didn't you deliver this? What's the return and all that? Yeah, but it's progressively. When you're starting as a sole proprietor, you're 100% everything. Partnership, you're sharing now responsibilities. Limited company, you start off, but then you start relinquishing slowly. You have somebody in charge of marketing, somebody to handle supplies and all that. But you take watch.
Yes.
Remember, you have the vision and the passion. This is yours. These other people, they're only earning a salary. And they're the same people who will look for loopholes to be able to bring you down. So you need to be wise.
Thank you. Let's move on. The other one now.
Yeah, now the last one, last but not least, is the marketing. The bottom line is you have all these things, wise idea, you realize there's a niche market, you've gone through all the 9 steps.
Yeah.
How will people come to know about your product or services? How will they? It's important for you to be able to have a strategy that will communicate, will inform. Yeah, because you're looking at what's your target market? How will they be able to know that you have this?
Yes.
I want to use my example as we wind up. I used to work for the cleaning industry for the longest. And when I decided that I want to set up my company, of course I was biased. It had to do with something with cleaning, but I didn't want to do the generic cleaning. So I looked at a niche. What is a gap? Is there a gap that is existing in this industry? We start with the research. I carried out a research and I realized, yes, there was. That offices were running away from curtains and fixing window blinds. Now, window blinds get dirty. Apparently, having interacted in this industry, there are people who are not aware that window blinds are clean. They just thought once they get dirty, you replace or something, but they are cleaned. However, the most we realized that even the leading companies that I was working for at the time, they used to provide cleaning services for window blinds, but they used to do it manually. As in, you remove and you have people to scrub, and by the time you're returning them, there's abrasion, and then So I realized, surely, is this the way that is done elsewhere? So when I researched, I realized no. In the developed countries, it's that they use it's mechanical cleaning. They use technology. So I decided, why don't I bring technology here? So that was my niche. So I decided to enter into cleaning industry, but to satisfy a niche. So I brought in a machine that is able to clean. And that is the time now, Akongira did not work for me. So I had to register a company. It's called Technofill.
Wow.
Feel the technology. That's the slogan. You feel the technology.
Wonderful.
So when the machine came with that slogan, now I was able to, I'm able to clean.
Excuse me. Yeah, they couldn't even sell to you the machine because of the
They couldn't. Ako what? I mean,
no wondering, are you some Al-Shabaab?
It couldn't.
Now that you even crushed demons,
Yeah.
actually chasing
Yeah,
them.
but locally it had worked for me. I thought it was good. So it's really important to be able, because remember when you're in business, you're looking at the demand.
Yes.
You might have a good product, but if there's no demand, if there are people not coming
Yes.
to purchase your products or services, then, so it's very important
So
to
you
be able.
brought this machine.
Yeah, I brought this machine first in Kenya.
Yes.
And of course, I had to be able to also to do marketing, as to communicate, to create awareness.
Yes.
Outside there. How will people come to know? Because you can have that machine, but people are still not aware, so they'll still continue using their manual. So just using my example, so I had to be able to look at how do I communicate to create awareness, so that people, instead of using the manual, the old way of cleaning window blinds, they can be able to embrace technology by coming to Technofill.
Wow.
Yes, so that is the 10th stage, very critical.
Very critical.
Yes.
Right there. So you also need to know which is the best marketing strategy.
Yes.
Depending on your field and depending on your targeted perhaps.
But yeah.
customers.
Yes. Yeah, it's very important.
Quite great. Now, as we are wrapping up, of course our time is up, and I know our viewers have really been educated and empowered on the 10 steps on how to start a business.
Yes.
I don't know whether in 1 minute you can talk about partnerships. 1 or 2 things, just the most critical things that somebody needs to look for. Because I had promised that if we have time,
Yeah,
you say something about partnership. So in 1 minute, please, just tell us.
Thank you. Now, partnership is one of the business structure that is available. One can be able to take. However, it's very important to be able to know who are you partnering with.
Yes.
Many people have cried because somebody comes in and maybe there are reasons why. You need to find out, why do you want to partner? It could be an area whereby that you do not have the expertise and the other person has the expertise, and so you want to bring them on board. But find out, get to know how trustworthy are they, what kind of shares, especially if it was your idea, and also depending on the finance. If you're financing the bigger chunk, please take note that you need to take, to have a bigger shareholding, in partnership, because it's out of trust. But many people have been, people turn, if they started off as a sheep, they end up being a wolf. And what will hold even in the court of law is the partnership deed.
Exactly.
So whether you say,
has to be a sort of an agreement.
Yeah, of course, it is signed. Yeah. But now if you relinquish a lot of shareholding, so whether this person did what, the court can only be able to compensate up to the shareholding. So the partnership deed spells out the obligations, the liabilities to each partner.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And that is a control measure, right?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the knowledge, the experience. And she's also a very seasoned business lady. And I want to believe that there will be her contacts out there. If you want to get some more time with her, she's available.
Yes.
And a wonderful woman of God. And she'll be able to listen to you.
Thank you.
God bless you so much. And now from me, I just want to say we love you big. Jesus loves you. And we are continuing to empower you here in this program consistently on many areas, touching on the women and economically and all other sorts of areas that we know women need to grow, and we grow together. So God bless you so much. Keep watching, keep engaging with us, and welcome even to our church. because all these are powerful women who are serving in the Women of Power ministry. And God will continue lifting us together. For now, it's bye until next time.